as a child?
As an adult?
Well, just before I graduated from, well, when I started going to high school,
Yeah.
then I could help my mother. She did clean offices downtown. The building is still there, the Metcalf building. You ever seen? You probably wouldn't notice it. The Metcalf building, where we had, I think, the third and fourth floor. Out of fourth or fifth. But anyway, Miss Pearl Jameson and her son, William Elwood, he worked with his mother too. We helped to whatever we could do. We helped clean that Metcalf building. And that was very interesting because we could see those offices where, those nice offices where those lawyers and all worked, and we helped clean, and during that time, the operators, elevators were ran by operators, not automatic like they do now. So the guy that, so everybody knew each other that worked there. So we come in and we go to our we had 2 floors each. It was 3 people worked there. Miss Pearl Jameson, my mother, S.M.A. James, and it was another lady. Anyway, it was 3 sets of people work that took care of the whole building. And you work every day. You didn't have to work on Sundays, thank goodness. You didn't have to work on Sundays. But it was nice, clean work, you know. We were in it. It was very seldom cold here, but, you know, we enjoyed that working and seeing how people that get education could work in nice places when they get it, you know. And the Metcalf building was very, because sometimes I could sit and look out the window and look all around different places. You could see. McCrow River is right over there. We look at that. That's so good to see. And it was just nice working there, so I could, to me, it was like a kind of status thing, you know, like, hey, my mommy works downtown, and I help her, you know. It was nice enjoying that. And from time to time, a lot of the people there were very nice. They give us nice Christmas presents. They really did. They really did. And we took very good care of everything. We tried to leave everything shiny before we went home. We got off, we go, I think we had to be there at 4. And whatever time we get off is whenever we finish, we can leave. But it'd be, you know, at night. And so far nobody ever bothered us, you know, anything like that. Because everywhere we went, we walked. Yeah, when my dad got his first car, my uncle was here too, Willie Roy Sanders. He worked at, you know where the Gladstone Apartments used to be? Oh, you do? You lived in Orlando?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, my uncle had a good job at the Gladstone Apartments, because that way his wife, Gertrude Sanders, my aunt, and my mother, S.M.A. James, they could get a lot of their business from the people that come in from the north, and they loved, and my mother and my aunt could iron some white shirts. I mean, they starch them and iron them, and they were really, really good at that. Better than any machine you could, you know, they could really iron those white shirts, white as snow. You could stand those shirts up. They stuff them so you could stand those shirts up. I don't know how you wear them so tight, so stiff, you know. But they always had good business, so that made it good, you know.
What line of work did you continue after helping your mom?
After I graduated from high school, when I graduated from high school in '52, Jones said the last group that graduated from the old school, Professor Jones's high school, on the corner of Washington and Paramount. My class, we would have graduated in the new building where they are now, but the architects said they wanted the floor to settle, something like that. It had to do with the building new, and didn't want anybody walking on it just yet. We thought we were going to make history, be the first to graduate from the new school, but we still are tigers, still tigers. And Bill Harris was the president of my graduating class. In high school, I played every sport that a female could play. Right now, worldwide, I'm known as the Gridiron Granny, #5. I played professional football, but I didn't tell them how old I was. Nobody has. I thought Guinness was gonna record it, but the lady that owned the football team, the Orlando Starz, Starz, she said that I was the oldest person to ever play professional full contact football
That's
in the whole world. So you could Google that. It's you could Google that, but they never said I had a chance. But right after high school, I got married in 1950, and after that, I sort of settled down because I had a baby. And my girlfriend says, you got to graduate. You know, I had good grades. So I did go back, which was frowned on. It was frowned on because you've had a baby. Why are you coming back with the pure girls? Why are you coming back here? Go to school. You already had a baby. But I wanted to finish my education, at least high school. So that's what I did. I went back, and sometimes some of the teachers would look at me, and I just keep walking. But I did graduate in 52. I was supposed to graduate a year earlier, but because of the baby, I, graduated a year later. So I got good friends, and I think I have my good friends. We always speak from both sections. And after graduation, during the year I dropped out, I did day work. You know what day work?
No.
Day work is like you go to work for this family and you get paid. When I first started, I was getting 35 cents an hour. Okay, that was good, because that's all, that's business. And I worked at Rose's Restaurant. That's a restaurant on Carter Street. It was known widely that time. I did that when I wasn't working day work. And I've done one day cutting celery. I promise I'll never go back. I'll get more education before I go back. That's a hard job. And I came into the celery field, I wanted to go to a picnic and I needed some new clothes, And I thought this would be go to there and make this money. And I said, look at these old people out here. A lot of elderly people out there cutting celery. And before that day over, those people had to help me make my roll. You ever know how to do when you cut celery? You cut a row, and then they get up to the line where they draw it. And if you're not through, the others will come help you. Because, see, I was cutting too slow, laughing at the only people that had to come help me. Because I thought, they were so old, they out here cutting celery. And they cut your hands, those knives. So I've done all kind of work. I've done babysitting. I've done housework. It was a long time. And then by the time I've had 4 children, I decided I better try to get to college. Because I know, I loved education. And so, but what I forgot to tell you? One of the highlights, when I was in elementary school and the war was going on, World War II, I remember Franklin Delano Roosevelt.